Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 tips for people wanting to do a working holiday in Australia. International travel is back on the cards and Australia will soon be opening its borders to working holiday makers again. I've been in Oz now for over 2 years and I've learned a lot whilst travelling around the country, and hopefully I can tell you a few things that make your trip as easy as possible. So let's get into it. Tip number 1 is to pack super lightweight. Less items and clothing you can live with, and less that means you have to carry with you wherever you're going. That means you're on a plane, in the car or on the train. You can always buy items wherever you are, whether it's brand new if you desperately need them. Plus you always end up losing items. When packing to come over, I recommend leaving at least 1/4 of your suitcase empty, as when you're here you'll no doubt end up buying work clothes or little extra things that you forgot to bring with you in the first place. I've seen so many people in hostels lugging around 3, even 4 bags, which does not look fun at all. Tip number 2 is to invest in a good quality 4x4 already set up to camp and to travel, and also tools that you may need for any emergency situations if you break down in the middle of nowhere. You will find many cars already fit for purpose for sale from backpackers who are finishing up their travels and moving on for around $7,000. First and most obviously, Australia is a massive country, and what even looks like the smallest of journeys can be a 3 to 4 hour drive. Secondly, many of the best beaches and camping spots I've been to are only accessible by 4x4 track. Thirdly, the roads which look like main roads can often turn into gravel or dirt roads for many kilometres. And fourthly, this car will most likely be your most expensive purchase in Australia, so it's going to be your home for most of the time, so look after it. If that means mechanically, it'd be a great investment to keep it serviced and keep it running. Most camper vans and 4x4s hold their value, so you should be able to sell it for the same price you paid for it if you look after them. Tip number 3 is a bit of a boring one, but find work as soon as possible. Firstly, Australia is an expensive place to live, and there are many great things to do, and you don't want to miss out on them because you couldn't afford it. Second, if you're planning on staying a few years, you'll have plenty of time to explore and experience everything on days off and in between jobs in certain locations. So if you're planning on staying a few years, get your required work done for your visa as early as possible so you can apply for your next year's visa straight away. It would be a big relief, and it'll give you more time to be more flexible later in your travels. I've seen way too many people push their deadline dates for the required work days to their last week, and it's just unwanted stress you just don't need. Tip number 4 would be to buy an Australian mobile plan on the Telstra network, the main network here in Australia. I've personally had plans from other providers and are nowhere near stack up the same. If you want consistent coverage from the west coast to the east coast, they're the best for reliability, and so many of the farms and mining jobs are in remote areas. What may work in the city doesn't always work in the outback. Tip number 5 is to invest in good quality snorkeling flippers. Australia's famous for the Great Barrier Reef in northern Queensland, but some of the best beaches and marine life you can see is free off the coast. Most parts of the country are truly amazing, but be careful to check local areas for jellyfish and crocs to make sure you're in safe place in northern parts of Australia, but the rest you should be fine. As a bonus tip, I'd recommend taking a GoPro with you. It'd definitely be worth it to film any underwater and land adventures that you have to go on. Having a small waterproof camera so you're not having to worry about your phone or expensive handheld camera is a large bonus, and it's the easiest way to get the best footage. That's it for today's video. Hopefully you found these tips useful. If you'd like me to go into any more detail about any more of the points I've made, just give me a little comment down below and I'll be able to get onto that as soon as possible. Please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more lifestyle videos.